When X-Men Age of Revelation comes to its inevitable conclusion, there's going to be a new era of X-Men on the horizon following it. Just like how we had the From the Ashes era, we're going to be getting something a little bit different in this upcoming run, and it's going to be referred to as X-Men United. And it's going to be a way to give people who are fans of the X-Men status quo, as well as people who aren't fans of the X-Men status quo, something that kind of meets in the middle and gives everybody a little piece of what they want without necessarily rubbing something that not everybody can rock with in their face. Let's talk about it.
Word to wise, grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple lies. You can't see me, you Stevie, wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy.
So as I said, this is going to be something referred to as X-Men United, and I have it up here. I'm going to be kind of doing a little bit of reading here, but basically, X-Men United is going to be the center point of the mutant world, steeped in the tradition of series like Astonishing X-Men and Wolverine and the X-Men. Gray Matter Lane, which this is a place that, before we go into it, is something that was actually created by Emma Frost, someone who is very much in tune with trying to protect the children and make sure that the next generation of mutants is prepared for any and every possible situation. But getting back to it, he basically goes on to say Gray Matter Lane is a place where all of the major players in the X world will come together to fight, hook up, and hash out their differences. There'll be action, drama, faces old and new, and dangers galore. Which young mutant is critically injured on the first day, and which X-Man is responsible? What secret is uncovered in Sinister's lab? What distance-separated couple rekindles their connection? And how far will Cyclops go to bring the whole endeavor to the ground? That is kind of a big deal here, because once again, we're talking about building a bridge between all of the different corners of the X-Men universe for the most part. And if you look at the main image, the whole Shadows of Tomorrow era, which is kind of, the follow through of From the Ashes, when we look at this, we see so many different characters, all of which have been to some degree or another a part of the X-Men From the Ashes era on some level. We see a wide swath of characters. And the fact that Cyclops doesn't seem to be down with whatever it is that this is, whatever it is that is going on, kind of seems to really speak volumes about maybe where his head is at in the wake of the Age of Revelation. This is all stuff we're not going to really be talking about until March, but what I really like about this is that it's kind of giving what Tom was talking about. It's giving Astonishing X-Men vibes. It's giving Wolverine and the X-Men vibes. I even go as far as say it's giving all new X-Men vibes to maybe a lesser extent, maybe a little X-Men Gold possibly, or X-Men Red, not the Krakoa era X-Men Red, but the X-Men Red before it with Jean Grey. I can get a lot of different vibes here off of this book, and it's really kind of interesting how they're doing this, because once again, I think a lot of people were really worried about once the Krakoa era was finished, they were like, oh man, there's gonna go back to that goddamn school. And technically, while they did go back to the school, it wasn't in the way a lot of people expected. Graymalkin Lane was turned into a prison, and some X-Men even wound up in that prison. But that said, Gray Matter Lane seems like it could be a step towards something different. And I like the breadcrumbs that are being set up here. The idea that a new young mutant is going to get hurt, and there's going to be an X-Man, presumably an OG X-Man that's responsible for. Who could that potentially be? Could it be Colossus? Could it be Wolverine? Storm, Rogue, Gambit, somebody who knows? Because one of the things we got to remember, Gambit's got some stuff going on with him right now that a lot of people are forgetting about. They're forgetting about the fact that he still has that Eye of Agamotto, and it's warping him, it's transforming him. He's eventually at some point gonna turn into a ravenous entity, and that's something to consider. That's not off the table. We also got to talk about Sinister's lab. What was found in his lab? That was something that was actually set up in Eve L. Ewing's exceptional X-Men series that you probably were not even reading. there were some things that were brought up in that lab. One of them being Lockheed. Lockheed was actually revealed to be in the lab. Whether or not the Exceptional X-Men actually got him out of there, I'm pretty sure they didn't, because he didn't pop up in any of the Exceptional X-Men issues following that, so that's also a thing. Eve goes on to give a statement basically saying that working on the X-Team for the past couple of years has been some of the most fun I've had writing comics ever. The idea for Gray Matter Lane was a collective one from lots of writers in a room brainstorming, and it's so cool because the psychic space allows for things to be weirder and more surreal while still building on the classic Xavier's school energy we've all loved for decades. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with this. The whole Shadows of Tomorrow era that's been teased for the past, like, I think 2, maybe 3 months. It's all looking interesting. Once again, my main issue with X-Men right now is not what's being addressed here, and it's the number of titles that we're gonna be potentially looking at. That's always and probably will forever be my issue with what's going on with X-Men right now. I actually have it in front of me. There's gonna be a Cyclops series coming out. There's gonna be Generation X-23, Inglorious X-Force, Magic and Colossus book, a Rogue book, Storm, Earth's Mightiest Mutants. We're at 6 now if you're not keeping up. Uncanny X-Men, which is gonna be coming back. Wolverine, that's gonna be coming back. Wade Wilson Deadpool series, an adjectiveless X-Men series. That's 10 titles that we're talking about. Now, are they all gonna exist at the same time? No, probably not. But there are probably going to be some of these series that are going to be like 5 issues here, 5 issues there, maybe 4 issues here, 4 issues there. I don't expect the Rogue or Magic and Colossus book or even the Cyclops book. I don't expect any of those books to run that particularly long. I expect Storm and Wolverine to run for a good little bit. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to play the waiting game and see what happens here. But the whole Gray Matter Lane thing, I like that because it kind of plays into some stuff I'm almost shocked that we don't see more of with the X-Men, considering the telepaths are kind of a big deal in the X-Men's side of things, creating a space that, once again, is very similar to some shit they had in Krakoa. Now, I've forgiven anyone for not knowing that this existed. Yeah, Tom clearly knew it existed. So I kind of have to take a little umbrage with him because Tom is a very big critic of the Krakoan era, but every time I look up, he's doing stuff that's eerily similar to stuff that's going on in the Krakoan era. It's like, dude, what's going on here, man? Are you just mad that you didn't get to be a part of it? Is that what it is? So you just want to you're reheating the leftovers?
You mad. Look at you. You mad. You big man.
But yeah, if you go back and read like Way of X, Legion helped create this. It was basically a place in the astral plane where the mutants on Krakoa could go there and train and learn how to use their powers in a safe environment. That's what that was. And that's what Gray Matter Lane is. They didn't even do anything original. Like, this is something that, once again, I like the idea, but I don't like how everyone's trying to sell it. Like, everybody's trying to sell it like, yeah, no, man, we cooking. We've made up some shit that ain't nobody ever done before. But like, literally, if you go back into the Krakoan era, you look, and here, I want to pull this up. I want to make sure that I'm not talking out of turn here. So yeah, there was Way of X, and there was an issue that came up shortly after that. It was called X-Men Onslaught Revelation, which was basically, it may as well have just been Way of X number 6, but I mean, whatever. Anyway, basically what they did, Legion created a space in the astral plane that basically allowed them to do all the stuff that we're talking about. Like, literally all of the different mutants were able to come together, hang out, use their powers, do all kinds of crazy stuff in a place where they didn't have to worry about whether or not they messed up anything. And to my understanding, I forget what they called this specific spot. I want to say it was called the Altar, but that's another story altogether. I want to show you guys a very specific page and panel here. Basically, this is what the astral plane setup that Legion gave to Krakoa. This is what it looked like. Basically, you can even see it here. He said, lucky for you, the astral plane's bloody enormous, eh? Just look at what's taken root. Stories, music, places for privacy or connection, training, trauma, healing, everything but a bloody basketball court, and that's just a matter of time. What's next? And like, basically they're going on to talk talk about how they're going to use this place. And this is where they were technically trying to set up a series for Nightcrawler, where I think initially they did want to call it the Legionnaires, but I'm pretty sure DC got on the phone and was like, But then later on, they wound up doing a Legion of X series after this, which basically took the place of whatever it was they were going to call it before. And it was a really good series too. But yeah, Gray Matter Lane is just them reheating leftovers. I mean, I'm here for it and I want to see how everybody handles it. But if it winds up just kind of being what was done in the Krakoa era, but just fleshed out a little bit more, I'm going to laugh about this a lot. But yeah, that said, I'm here for it. I'm here for the Gray Matter Lane of it all. Can't wait to see what Cyclops is going to do about this, how petty he is going to be about this, because it's already been stated that he's going to come back from the Age of Revelation with some very different ideas about how the X-Men should be handled. And he's already kind of had some very different ideas about how things should be handled, just based on the fact that he's kind of been slick hinting at starting a brotherhood. Not saying he's going to, but like there's been a couple of times where he's even mentioned that there's a difference between you dealing with my X-Men and dealing with my brotherhood. And we know that he has secret forces lying in wait, like a hidden Black Ops squad that just goes in and does dirt whenever he needs them to in very dire situations. So I wonder what's going on there. I wonder if that's gonna come back into play. But anyway, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about the upcoming Shadows of Tomorrow era of X-Men, and what you think about this upcoming Gray Matter Lane and its connections to maybe a very underutilized tool of the Krakoan era. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about it. Anyway, until next time, keep it plus ultra. We out of here. Peace out.